Hello, this is MrChabry, and here we are at the end of everything in our Pokemon X Nuzlocke series. We have just defeated the 4 Elite Four trainers. And we've got one more challenge before we can call ourselves the champion. And not going to lie, this is where I'm kind of most nervous. Now, I do have some rare candies. I do feel like it's appropriate to give some of those rare candies to Terran, because I feel like Terran's going to be my main go-to Pokemon. I do want to double check, make sure our move sets are replenished. If there's like an important move that's low on power points, I need to fix that. Like Earthquake here, Psychic, of course. Earthquake and Psychic seems to be, yeah. So let's go ahead and use some PowerPoint items. I do have PowerPoint up, right? Yes, I do. Oh, I've got a bunch. I used it all. Alright, I think that's it. Alright. So, question of the day. Final thoughts on Pokemon X and Y. I think this is a great game. Came out at a great time for Pokemon. I feel like there was a moment in time when X and Y came out that it brought the Pokemon fan base back together. People came together to play Pokemon X and Y. The ones that had skipped out on Black and White were back in the fold. So, things look really good. Let's go ahead and step forward to our final battle. The final showdown for us. And we step on this little platform that rises into the light. Ah, it's blinding. Oh, it really is blinding. Look at this place. Look at this place. What's going on here? Why you got it so bright, lady? Oh, it forced me to walk into back in front of her. Welcome at last, dear trainer. As you know, I am the champion, Diantha. Oh, but you're the child I spoke to in Illumios in Coumarine City, aren't you? That means you were able to you're also the one that dear Augustine said. Of course. How could I? Oh, I must look like such a fool not to recognize you sooner. You and your Pokemon are the ones that stopped Team Flare for us all. I was wrong of me to say this, but thank you. You saved us all. I can't wait to see what you and your Pokemon are capable of now that I know exactly what it is that you've done already. And with that, we enter the champion battle versus Diantha. She's going to start off with her Hawlucha. Now this thing is a threat. This is the thing that actually made me nervous, because it's got something for most of my Pokemon. No Swords Dance, Flying Press, X-Scissor, and Poison Jab. Like I said, it's got something for everyone. I'm going to Mega Evolve and Fly. Yeah, I think that's the play. Mega Evolve and Fly. Now it's got Flying Press, which was super effective against a big chunk of my team. X-Scissor hits Avril hard, and then Poison Jab hits Daisy hard. So I don't have anything that wants to face this thing. Really, Terran is my best option, because Poison Jab is the only thing that's neutral. And Fly is super effective on this, so we just one-shot that. Alright, next up is Tyrantrum. This thing knows Head Smash, Earthquake, Dragon Claw, and Crunch. a beast, if I have to say so myself. I think for this one, I have to go Daisy. Because it's got something for everything else on my team. And I think we will Dazzling Gleam it. Super effective. What I've noticed is that Tyrantrum's special defense is actually pretty frail. So we're going to take advantage of that and hit it with a Dazzling Gleam and knock it out. Next up is Aurorus. This thing knows Thunder, Blizzard, Light Screen, and Reflect. It's a Rock Ice type. I think I'll stay in, actually. I think I'll actually stay in. A little Energy Ball. Oh, yeah. That thing has good special defense. You see how easily it took that? Not gonna lie. I'm kind of nervous about the fact that it just set up a Reflect there. That means at some point I'm going to have to stall out the Reflect so Charizard can get as, you know, has maximized its ability to do damage. Next up is Goodra. This thing knows Dragon Pulse, Muddy Water, Fire Blast, and Focus Blast. I think, honestly, Daisy is still the best option for this thing as well. And I'm not clicking Energy Ball because this thing has Sap Sipper as an ability. I don't know why you would click Sap or a Grass-type move at it, but it's not a good idea. It's going to hit me with a Fire Blast, which I tank because Daisy has such good special defense. And we just throw another Dazzling Gleam at the fire. Boom! Alright, how many more turns of Reflect do you have, lady? Alright, so for Gourgeist, it knows Trick or Treat, Phantom Force, Seed Bomb, Shadow Sneak. I'm going Behemoth. Why? Because we have Crunch, and we have good physical defense on Behemoth. So I think we're good. I think we're good going for Behemoth here. And we'll Crunch. Now, the Reflect is still going to dampen the damage output. Alright. But this should knock it out now. It should be in range for another Crunch now that the Reflect is gone. Boom! And we get a crit, too. That's good. That's good damage there. Alright. Now, time for Gardevoir. This thing knows Moonblast, Psychic, Shadow Ball, and Thunderbolt. Let's go Terran. I think it's time for Terran to hop on out and fight our Mega versus Mega. Mega Charizard X versus Mega Gardevoir. Oh, she's going to trace my Tough Claws. That's cute. Let's fly. Alright. The Mega Stone has turned it into Mega Gardevoir. Let's take to the air. And we should live a Moonblast. We should. Alright, we livin'. We livin'. Special attack drop is fine. We Earthquake to finish off Mega Gardevoir. And not only that, we have just beat the champion of Kalos. Meaning we are now the champion of Kalos. We did it. We just beat this game. I'm so choked up. It's hard to know what I should say, but I'm glad at this moment that I was good enough to be the champion. After all, it gave me the chance to meet and battle with you and your wonderful Pokemon. Now I understand why Dear Augustine, Professor Sycamore, said he needed to get to Lumio City ready for the new champion. But before I take you there, would you mind coming this way with me? Alright, so if you know anything about Pokemon, once you beat the champion, you have to make your way to the Hall of Fame, where your Pokemon are recorded for austerity purposes. Here we are. So glad to welcome you in. This grand chamber is where you enter Kalos' Hall of Fame. This is where Pokemon trainers will live on forever, remembered always for giving their all to the battle and the Pokemon League and the glory and the light. Come, MrChabry. For the love of your Pokemon, and the way that those Pokemon gave everything they had in battle for you, we'll record them here for all of eternity. Sorry, Diantha, but one of these didn't quite make it to the end. But let's go ahead and kind of talk about each of them now that we've made it here. Tern, such a strong Pokemon. Avril, late addition, but did great as well. Daisy, I feel like Daisy almost become the MVP. Behemoth, great. Victoria, one that I didn't really think would make it this far, but did great. And then Ninja Star, the one that had actually fallen in battle. So just picture the 5 Pokemon here. Ninja Star not being here because he didn't quite make it to the end. But anyway, that's all we got there. There's still some stuff happening after the credits. So if you would, crowds are going to gather. We're going to see everyone just kind of walking, making their way. Beautiful moment. All of our friends who followed us from the start of the game are here with us today. Sycamore, what an amazing turnout. All these people wish to celebrate your achievement. I present to you the honor of Kalos. So proud of you all. On behalf of this entire Kalos region, I'd like to say thank you. Yeah, look at this. Look at this group. We've got like a whole city here to cheer us on. The heroes of Kalos. And then in the background, Easy, just kind of lurking in the distance. Battle with me. Alright, so you want to battle Mr. AZ? I want to know what a trainer is. You gotta remember, when he was alive, Pokemon weren't really battling as competition. It was more of like they were fighting wars. So he wants to get a sense of what it's like to be in a Pokemon battle. Not to annihilate your opponent's Pokemon, but to just for fun. Anyway, we've got Tern out here. All Mega Evolve and Earthquake. Torkoal here knows Lava Plume, Stone Edge, Body Slam, and Return. So I don't think it's that much. Really, I don't think AZ's team is honestly that much of a threat, if I'm being honest. We'll just Earthquake this thing. Oh, it hit us with a Stone Edge. Okay. Okay, like I said, not too much of a threat. I got nervous there. Got a little bit nervous. Super effective damage on me always makes me nervous. We'll go ahead and knock that thing out. Next up is Sigalith. Sigalith knows Air Slash, Psychic, Cosmic Power, and Return. I've got Behemoth here to handle that. Ignore the fact that Greninja is healed in the party. Greninja is gone. Ninja Star is gone. Last member of our Pokemon to fall. That is, if we don't have someone fall in this battle, which I would be kind of embarrassed if that happened. Anyway, Crunch. Boom. That Cosmic Power is kind of annoying. But it ends up being fine. There is a neat little thing to kind of take note. All of his Pokemon know the move Return. So with that, it kind of shows you that all of his Pokemon respect him. Every single one of his Pokemon actually respects him. He spent 3,000 years. He's learned to, you know, to navigate the world with his Pokemon. He's learned to live with his Pokemon. To invite the challenge of being a trainer. You almost wiped out my Daisy! AZ, no. Listen, just because you're jealous that your Floette flew away doesn't mean that you can punish my Florges. Just because I knew how to treat a Fairy-type Pokemon doesn't mean that you can be jealous and try to wipe mine out. Now, we've defeated AZ in front of everyone, mind you. This guy just stepped out of the crowd. He's like 9 feet tall. He stood out in that crowd. Thank you for battling with me. Now that I'm free. Free from the part of me mired in sorrow. Part of me that built the ultimate weapon. And he feels good because the ultimate weapon's gone. Lysander blew it up. And now we see the Floette that he spent his whole life wandering the wilderness for finally descends. He falls to his knees. They are reunited. She's not holding a grudge anymore. She sees that he has changed. Floette, it's been 3,000 years. A beautiful moment. This Pokemon was waiting all this time. Waiting for him to return to the man he was. The man who loved Pokemon with all his heart. This is actually a beautiful little moment. Not gonna lie. You see AZ go from like a man who you know, he loves Pokemon, to he's so jaded that he just wants to punish the entire world. Kind of like what Lysander tried to do. But now we see that arc reach its conclusion. And we see the fletchling that woke us up in the very beginning, giving us a send-off. And that's it. That is Pokemon X, or Pokemon Y if you were playing that version. There it is. We have played pretty much every mainline Pokemon game at this point. And if you want to find like a specific one, you can search through my playlist to find one that you really want. But final thoughts on Pokemon X and Y. Great game, love it. The storyline kind of feels kind of patched together. I feel like the storyline could have been a lot stronger if they had, I don't know, if they had put like maybe a little more focus on trying to flesh out the Team Flare stuff. I love the AZ stuff. That's really great. I love kind of the dynamic, like kind of the mirror imaging that you get when you compare Lysander to AZ. They're from the same bloodline. They're kind of mirror opposites, where AZ represents someone that, you know, has started trying to venture out and change his outlook on, what the world is like. Lysander is the version that doubles down, that decides that instead of, trying to find something out there to, positive to latch onto, he's going to wipe out everything he deems negative, and that includes all of Pokemon and people. So you see kind of the dynamic there. I like that. I do think really cool cast of Pokemon. They did kind of lessen how many Pokemon they introduced in this generation, whereas before they were introducing a bunch more. They put a little more focus on the individual designs. These are a real strong set of Pokemon here. So a great game, great characters. I feel like the idea with the rivals, they were trying to show that your adventure isn't just you. You have a whole cast of characters that are there with you. And this is something they've been trying to do before, where they, in Black and White, they gave you 2 rivals. Here they gave you 3, right? 4. They gave you 4 rivals in this. And I feel like they might have felt like they went a little too far in that direction. Because, the next game, they kind of, they're rivals, but they're not just following your journey. In Pokemon Sun and Moon, your rivals are, a lot of times, they're doing their own journey. So, yeah, I think that works out better. And then Scarlet and Violet, they really nail it. The characters you consider your rivals, they all have totally different goals, and you meet up with them whenever you're following that specific goal, that's more in line with theirs. But, this is a really strong game here. Really enjoy it. Love going back to it. Really nostalgic. So, if you like this, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe. And I will see you in the next Pokemon video. I'm going to let you guys sit and enjoy the music from Pokemon X and Y. If you look at the bottom screen, you've got a nice little poem in English and in French. So, au revoir, and so long.